Hey everybody, Mayhem here, and today we are looking at the Meshnology N37. This is a LoRa-based Meshtastic node with GPS running off a CWIO Tracker L1 with a 1.3-inch OLED screen. So for a quick overview of this particular device, it has got an external antenna for the LoRa chip. We have got built-in GPS, which is underneath here. We've got our 1.3-inch screen. We've got a 4-directional joystick for scrolling through our settings. We've got a back button, reset button, a hard power switch, and we have also got a USB-C for charging. This particular device is also fitted with a 3000 mAh Meshnology battery, so it lasts a fairly long time. All comes in this lovely 3D printed case. It's really sturdy, it's got no flex, no bend, doesn't feel brittle or anything, and it all fits together really, really nicely. So what I'm going to do now is show you how to build this device and get it all set up and running. Right, so let's start getting this built. So the first thing we need to do is populate the buttons inside of the actual case. So we've got our joystick and our back button, so we're going to put them in first. Like so. And then we've also got the button that goes on the side as well. So we're just going to gently place this one in here. A little bit fiddly this one, but there we go. They should just hold themselves in position where we need them to. Then what we're going to do is make sure that our board is nice and clean. I always leave this screen protector on just because I prefer to. And we are going to then go at a slight angle and place this side in first, so it holds the button in. And we will have to lift up a little bit just to make sure that the buttons land in the right spots. We're then going to take 4 of these smaller screws here, and we're going to put one in each corner of the board and screw it down. What we will do though, as this is a 3D printed case, we're just going to make sure that we don't over tighten and we just take our time, nice and steady, and don't go too tight. As with anything that I'm ever screwing down that is square, I always make sure that I do opposite corners just so it holds the whole thing plumb and keeps it all in line for me. There we go, so that's the front portion of our case done. So we're just going to check that our buttons actually work and do their job. Lovely. And I can pull the screen protector off if I want to, but like I say, I'm going to leave it there because it's not hurting anybody. Yeah, and our switches are all working too. Marvellous. The next one we're going to do is fit the GPS module, and the way we do this is take the SMA adapter and gently push it underneath this little hole here so that it comes out the other end, and gently seat our GPS there. We're going to line it up here so that we can connect the board to the antenna. There we go. So when connecting these, just make sure you have a nice flat approach so it works nice and smoothly. You should be able to move the connector left and right quite easily without it popping off to know that it's connected correctly. Now that that part of the case is done, we're going to move to the back cover. We're first going to start off by unscrewing the antenna bolt here and take off all of our washers. We're then going to gently push the adapter through the case, putting our washers back on, and then adding the nut on top and tightening it down. You can use a pair of pliers on this, but so far I've been able to get it tight enough, just finger tight. Now we've done this, we now need to get our antenna connected to the actual board. So just bring it over to this chip here. Once again, get it nice, flat and level, and push down evenly. There we go. So the next step before I go any further, I always like to make sure I attach an antenna, as I don't want this board powering on without one on there, so it doesn't actually fry itself. So these boards are renowned to actually fry themselves if you don't have an antenna attached once it powers on. So now this board's safe to have power through it, let's get this battery connected. This should be just as easy as just pushing a JST connector straight into the board. This way around. There we go, and then we're going to place the battery inside the case. Now we have the difficult job of folding the whole thing together. So I'm going to place this cable down here, twist this battery over, I'm going to fold over the top. It should all lock into place nicely, and then make sure that my GPS cable is not routed over the hole. And that should slot down quite nicely. Just going to check there's no cable going pinched there. There isn't. And we are now ready to put some screws in. So the first one we'll start with is the GPS. So I'll put the little square nut in the back, and then a long screw in the front, and just gently tighten that down. Once again, I'm only nipping these tight. I'm not really hammering them down on them, as it's only a 3D printed case and I don't want it to actually break. And if you look around the rest of the case, we've got these little slots where the nuts go into them, and then our screws go into the side of the case there. Lovely, 2 more to go. 1, 2, and then our screws. Lovely, jubbly. Bosh, it's done. So now let's power it on, check that it's all working. There we go. As you can see, we've got our joystick here for moving through the menus. We can then click through also and select. And we've got our USB-C on the side, our reset button, and it just works well. What's really nice too is this antenna here is also foldable, so you can change the format of it and also change this for different antennas as and where you want them. Now I have a plan for this particular one to go inside of a bag build that I'm making, where this will be connected to a Raspberry Pi and will be left in the side pocket of the bag, permanently turned on, and they'll access that through the web GUI through the Raspberry Pi. But there you go, that's how quick and easy it is to really build these. So now you know how to build a device, let's get it over to the desktop and I'll show you how to flash it. So as far as getting this connected to the desktop PC, all you need to do is plug in a USB-C that has data and power and plug it into your desktop. Once we've got our node pushed in via USB, what we're going to do is going to go to the flasher.meshtastic.org and click select device. We're going to go across to CWIO Tracker L1. We're going to click the most stable latest firmware, then click flash. Here's all the new enhancements, bug fixes and maintenance and new contributors, and there's the full changelog. We'll click continue here. Then what we do is we double tap the reset button on the board to go into DFU mode, and we download the UF2. Once the UF2 is downloaded and you've gone into DFU mode, you drag the UF2 from your downloads folder and place it onto the device as if it was an SD card or USB stick. Once it's finished copying, your device will reset a couple of times, and there you go, your firmware has been updated and now up and running. Right, so if you've enjoyed this video, please drop it a like. If you've got any questions, smash them in the comments. Hope you've enjoyed this. I'll catch you next time. Happy hacking.